This subtle head movement mistake is fatal to your boxing defense, and I'm going to tell you what it is and how you fix it. I'm going to tell you something that beginners, meaning people 0 to 6 months, sometimes even a year in the game, have trouble with when they're sparring and when they're fighting. And it's a head movement. They think they're kind of moving their head, but they're really not. And they're opening themselves up to so many more things, and they're getting cracked by a certain punch. So if you find out this is you, then here's the fix for it, so you don't have to be cracked anymore the way that you're getting cracked. I've seen so many people struggle with this over the years. And just recently, a month ago, I had someone that was sparring in here, newer person, getting ready for their first fight. And they were doing this little head movement thing that was getting them popped. And I gave them the adjustments and the corrections, and they fixed it, and they're working on fixing it, and things are getting better, and they're not getting railed anymore or as much. Then I had someone submit a video from somewhere in the world of them sparring. Same thing. They've only been boxing for maybe 6 months, a year. And they were looking good. They were doing a lot of great things, jabbing a lot, doing a lot of good stuff, good feet, everything else. But they were doing this little subtle head movement thing, which it wasn't making them get cracked by this person because they were sparring against someone less experienced than them. But against someone with just a little bit of experience, they're going to pick up on it. Actually, I think they maybe did get touched. But they're going to get touched by this shot, and it's going to create a bad time for them. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm going to make a video talking about this. And then just this last week, Wednesday, I took some of my guys out, some experienced fighters, some people getting ready for this for the first fight. This one guy getting ready for his first fight, out to this gym where they go super hard in sparring. And I know this, and that's cool. It's fine because it's good to take your guys out, or as good as you, a fighter, to go out there before your first fight and get some hard sparring in the gym before it's a win or loss type situation. You can get that pressure testing of your skill, technique, and preparation. So this newer guy, took him out there, and first round he's doing okay, but he's getting caught a little bit because of this little subtle head movement thing that was putting him in the alleyway of certain punches and things like that. And then in the second round, he had to take a knee because he got nailed pretty hard. So I told this guy, hey, look, make these adjustments. He made these adjustments, and then the next round, the last round, round 3, by the way, he's going against a guy with 13 fights. So 0 fights versus 13. And I'm so proud of this guy. He made the adjustments in that third round, didn't get nailed by that shot again, and started was to build up some confidence and put in some good work. Because like we know, if we can't defend stuff, it's hard to gain the confidence for proper offense. So it's something that goes hand in hand. Now, before I tell you what this move is, it's not that necessarily it's wrong, or if you ever do this, you're going to get murdered all the time. But it's a tendency that if you tend to fall into this habit, it's an easy habit to exploit. And I see it's a habit a lot of beginners fall into. And like if you watch my whole boxing video talking about boxing game theory, patterns that are repetitive can be problematic, and particularly if they're not the highest leverage or highest impact habits or positively impactful. What is this habit? When people are in their stance, I teach people to be a little bit concave to the side, because therefore now you have space to go over to this side to slip, versus if you're kind of just straight up and down like this on a tightrope, you don't have anywhere to lean over, or you might have to square up if you want to try to slip a little bit more laterally. Regardless of your stance and position, and regardless of that, how you're taught it, what I see beginners do oftentimes when punches come is they'll fade down into their rear side as shots are coming. And what's that doing? That's putting them right in the alleyway of a right hand, the strongest hand of their opponent if they're boxing most orthodox people. All right. And it's funny too, because they'll get hit by a right hand and they'll start fading even harder there and get hit by it more. Now, where is this not always wrong? You can slip a punch any way you want, but you have to also know where you're at in the ring. For instance, if you're stepping back perhaps sometimes, or stepping in sometimes on this slip, then the person doesn't feel they can just reach a little further to get you. But if you're just standing still and leaning on that side as shots are coming, kind of fading on that side, they just know they got to drop the right hand down just a little bit, down further to their left side to hit you where you're slipping to your right. Now, the answer might be you think, oh, well, you got to keep your left hand up because you're going over there and they're dropping the left hand. And yeah, that can sometimes be the fix. But think about it, you're dropping level. So therefore now that right hand's coming over a little bit more, and it can come over that left hand even if it is up. So what's the fix for it? Well, I want to tell you a psychological fix for all of it, for everything, right? The big picture. And it's like I told this guy after the sparring session, but in a moment I'm going to tell you what I told him in between rounds before that last round. After the sparring session, I told this guy, hey, you get hit by a shot. You feel the hurt of that shot. You're worried about that shot. Make it a goal that you are going to see that shot come the next time it does. So what does that mean? It means that now the psychological fear is starting to diminish, because if you look fear in the face, you can start to beat it. But the more you avoid fear, the more the fear grows. And that's where this reaction comes from, is that you're trying to fade away from it. You're trying to avoid the pain sensation that's coming your way, that's on its journey to you. And you're trying to, oh man, almost if I don't see it, it's not real type thing. And that's where boxing, we have to program ourselves to see the threat, right? Your opponent, and see their punches. And if we can do that, we can minimize the threat, and then we can exploit their threat into our threat. But if you don't see the punch, it's gonna, one, you're not gonna be able to defend it. Two, you're not gonna be able to counter it. And three, we all know those punches that we don't see are the ones that actually hurt us, right? You don't have opportunity to prepare for it. So at the very least, like I told them, make it a goal that you're gonna see the shot, so at least you can prepare for it, because then it's not gonna hurt as much. Then next to that, because of that, now everything else is gonna come. Now here's the other things. This is what I told him after that second round that helped him go into that third round, not get hit by that shot again, and build up confidence throughout the sparring and finish out strong against someone with a lot more experience. So I told him, hey, look, you're faded on this side. We got to start slipping to the lead side more. And I told him that during the round. But then what I told him in between is, if you do end up slipping over there and you find out you're over there, just go under. Finish the movement. You're starting a weave basically by fading over there. And instead of staying there, so now you're in that pathway, just roll under and maybe roll over under a couple times, whatever. But just do this. Don't stay there. Create little circles with your head. If you feel yourself starting to lean, don't be like, oh, darn it, I should be leaning. Just finish it off. Start rolling. He started doing this, and every time that reaction started happening, where that fear would come out and that anticipation of that right hand, or the guy would be trying to set up the right hand, he would start fading over there, and then he'd roll under, shot would come under, and then he was able to get off his jab and his left hook. My guy was. It was brilliant. So that's the trick, and that's the answer for yourself going over there. And also as well, think about it, slip on the lead side as well. And he was mixing that in that last round, but also previously to that. But again, he was finding trouble of falling on that side. And it's like so many things, we have to find out as fighters, as coaches, how we can take a bad habit. And sometimes we're not able to get rid of the whole bad habit, but at least have that habit lead to a better place, if that makes sense. So that bad habit of leaning off to the side, getting stuck on that side, let's help it lead us to a better place, which is to now turn that into a weave. And now we fixed it. We don't have to even stop that activity anymore. So I challenge you to think about that, whether you coach people or with yourself as a boxer. How can you take something that you do that might be a little bit wrong, but how can you make it right? All right. So now, if you enjoy this video, make sure you click like, click subscribe. Consider buying me a cup of coffee by clicking the super thanks. It's a great way to support the channel. Also, I'm expanding who I'm working with my custom elite level boxing programs. And with this, to be clear, guys, I work with people all over the world, so it doesn't even matter your zip code or anything. And you will film every round of you training. I will review it for you, give you feedback, every round of you sparring, every round of your fights, and build out the training so it aligns exactly with what your strengths are, what you need to work on, and what you need to do to get to the next level. So you click on the Patreon page and check out that option there, guys. It's a great way that you and I can work together. And make sure you check out this video right here.